It's Mark Pires.
I was walking down the road
and it's Renaissance Man.
Another way.
I'm here
to
to ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's daily variety show Mark Pires Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 1311 in a row of the Renaissance Man show. And we're going to get into it just like we do every single night, fam and friends. So please smack the screen. Please share. I've been live with you for 3+ years every single day, and most of you didn't even know I existed. There's a reason for that. We're trying to bring some positivity into a world that's dying. So if you can, smack the screen. If you can, share the show. If you can, give me a follow. Give me a subscribe. We're on every platform live right now, every single night for the last 1,311 days. And we're just getting started. So if you join me and you start building out this show and this community with me, we're going to start getting thousands, hundreds of thousands of us together every single night in order to create real change. The only place to change life, to change reality, is right here in the moment. We can't keep talking about doing it in the future. Oh, we're going to one day change the world. No, let's do it right now. All we got to do is share. All you got to do is hit the screen. All you got to do is smile more. That's what this is all about. Just trying to see if we can lock in on our happiness. We're all so unique. We have a different, avenue to our happiness, but no one is the same and no one feels the same emotions. We have the same emotions. We just feel them differently. And over time, I think what I'm seeing, I haven't been around forever, but what I see is, I see a world that doesn't want us to come together. And that to me is very scary because we're meant to come together. We're not meant to divide. We're not meant to hate each other over our differences. We're meant to value our differences, to lift each other up for the fact that there's something unique about your perspective. I don't like this 2022 idea of ripping people down. All right? I want to lift each other up. So 1,311 days in a row with you. I'm speaking to you personally because I literally have been showing up for you, hoping you'd find what we've been doing here for 1,311 days. There's 183 songs on Spotify. There's 5 feature films on YouTube. Everything's right in my Linktree. Linktree/Mark Pires. And we're dropping another album next week, another feature film coming out in a couple months. We're doing a new thing now every day where I'm doing a new face swap of the Donald Trump show or the Joe Biden show every day where it's a piece of news. Instead of me doing the news I've been doing every day, it will be Trump doing the news or Biden doing the news. Well, come on, man. My Aunt Judy told me I got to do the news today, right? And I got Cove. He still got the Cove again, apparently. That's really sad. I think this is a terrible thing. Like, they want to push this new product that it will help people, and this poor guy still has Cove. Zabrowsk! Can we get a woohoo? Guys, we get a woohoo every single day from Grammy winner Max Zabrowsk. Woohoo! Do you see that? That was a pretty freaking good one, Joe. Joanne, what do you think? Joanne said it was a decent woohoo, but it's probably because she was wheezing through the entire thing. So, guys, this is live improv comedy. It's live music, live moments. There is no script, never has been, never will be. We take a second and we do something with it. And I hope it will be magical. We've stopped time many, many, many episodes where we're in the middle of something that never existed. We're doing something like... Get back to the real world. I wrote this about a week ago live here in the moment. We loop everything here. I got a guitar synthesizer. Get back to the real world. And the drums you hear, that's my invention, the beat seat, beatseat.rocks. I patented it. It's the first drum for guitar players. It sounds like a freaking drum, but you kick it while you play your guitar. You gotta just jam on this. This is such a nice riff. Get back to the real world. Get back to the real world. Get back to the real world. that the other day. The point is, every day we're going to try to create something here, so I hope you come back for tomorrow's show. Jim, my brother, over on TikTok. Guys, when Jim's here and there at the same time, doing it. So how's everybody doing out there? It is day 1311 in a row. We were just 2 days away from my lucky number 1313 in a row. So I hope you guys will come and hang out tomorrow and the next day for 13 and 13. That's crazy. 1,313 days in a row in just 2 days. Which is what day? Let me see. That's basically, it's Friday night. Friday night, day 1313 in a row. Friday the 13th. Joanne! We're 2 days away from Friday the 13th, Joanne. It happens to be on a Friday, 1313. Do you know in the year 1313, Joanne? On a Friday, Friday the 13th, all of the Knights Templar were killed by the Pope's order, decree. He's like, kill them all. I don't like the fact that they don't trust the Poperoo. Potpourri was before he created the first potpourri. It was the potpourri. He was there after he killed all of the, Knights Templar. Terrible side story. Anyway, guys, we're going to get into the news. We do have one story for you today, and it's an interesting one. I didn't know this was possible. I have two-factor on all of my passwords, all of my websites, all of my platforms, because you want to protect yourself. There's hackers and people want to get into your thing, especially when you're doing something. Then people just want to see if they can get in and do something. But always use two-factor. But this is an interesting story. I'm going to share it with you. And we'll see if you guys can tell me what you think here. I'm a little bit freaked out by it, to be honest. And Joanne, can you pull it up on the screen? It'd be helpful, instead of wheezing. She said she'd prefer to keep wheezing instead. I mean, I get it, but not fair to a guy who just wants to read a story out loud, Here we go, Joanne. Thank you. Joanne, where am I, though? I was on the screen, and now I'm not there, and I'm free. Oh, okay. Thank you, Joanne. I'm on the screen now, guys. YouTubing it, if you head over. Let's see what's going on. Jim, my brother. Chitex, how you doing? 13 is lucky number. Born on the 13th. Me too, Chitex. I was born on April 13th. And it's the greatest. I love 4/13, 78. That's my birthday. I love April. I love the 13th. And I've always just had something about the number 13. I think it's such a great number. I'll tell you a quick story. This is really cool. My grandmother, she was extremely superstitious. And she used to believe everything was some sort of freaking weird, like old school tradition / superstition. For example, my father ate oranges one night at like 10:18. My grandmother was always brought up that if you had any fruit after 11 o'clock, or I'm sorry, after 10 o'clock, you die. Not that you'd get sick. No, you die. So my freaking dad is like eating an orange. He's peeling and eating an orange at like 10:18. He went out with some friends. He's like a high school kid. And he's eating a freaking orange at 10:18. My grandma walks in. She was like 4'11", the cutest lady. This is my grandparents right here. If you could see that. So that's, let me see if I can get you to see that on the screen. Oh, sometimes it doesn't do it because of the green screen effect. Let me move it further away. So that's my grandpa, my grandma, and then my brother, and I'm the little guy in the middle with the red tie. Let's see if you guys can see a little better. I should really clean this so it looks a little cleaner and better. It's been sitting here for a very long time. I love you guys. That's no disrespect. I'm here working. I got beat seats back there that I build. So sometimes we get a little bit of dust on these things. But that's my grandparents right there. And I'm the little guy in the middle with the red bow tie. I like bow ties. I used to love freaking bow ties. Like a little guy with a freaking bow tie, a little bowl cut. Anyway, so my grandma. When I was a high school senior, maybe in between and like college, somewhere in that range there, my grandma moved into my aunt's house, which is the same town as I lived. And she would call me occasionally, this like once a month, and say, she had the cutest voice in the world. And she'd say, can you come and take me to CVS so I can get my things? She would say, that's what she needed to do. Go get her, toilet paper and her toothpaste and hair products, whatever it was. She was an older lady and wanted to go to the store, and she would call, and she was always trying to slip me money because I was a young kid, and she was just the sweetest lady. But the thing that I loved about it is I always knew a story about my grandma that I wanted to confirm. So we're driving, and I said to her, Grandma, I heard a story that I just want to find out about. Aunt Mary was born on June 13th. But my grandmother, until the day that my Aunt Mary passed, she passed away younger, but until then, my grandmother always said that Aunt Mary was born on June 3rd and that the hospital made a mistake and that they filled out the paperwork 10 days late. And the 13 thing, there was a 13 thing with my grandma. She freaked out by the number 13. And I was trying to figure this out. I was like, what? 13? So that blew my mind that my aunt for her entire life celebrated June 3rd as her birthday, even though her birth certificate said June 13th. Think about that for a second. So then you have the peeling the orange at 10:18 at night. My father's going to die from, and then here's the other one. The first person to walk into a house after a new year needed to be a man. This is another stupid freaking weird tradition, okay? It needed to be a man or it would be bad luck, okay? One year, the neighbor happened to, for New Year's, just popped in with a cake to say, Happy New Year, hope it's going to be a good year. And my grandma shooed her out of the house, and she, forever, till the day she passed, my father said she always blamed her for my uncle being drafted and going to the Vietnam War that year. It's just crazy the stuff that happens in life and how much people put into superstition. So to get back to 13, my grandma says that my aunt was born on the 3rd, not on the 13th. And so I said I'm driving with her one day and I said, Grandma, what's your thing with 13? I don't understand because it's the best number. She goes, oh my God, I don't want to hear it. No, 13. I don't like 13. And I said, but why? I said, explain to me why 13 is a bad number. Like, what's the reasoning behind it? She says, okay. So, you know how Jesus had the 12 apostles? Judas betrayed Jesus. He was the 13th. I said, without even freaking thinking, guys, snapped right back and go, but Grandma, Jesus always put everybody else before him. So Jesus was the 13th. And when I said that, she started like belly laughing. It's the greatest thing ever. And I think at 74 years old, when I finally said this to her, she kind of realized how silly 13 being superstitious was, because in reality, if her reasoning was Judas as the 13th and Jesus and the 12 apostles and Judas was the reason 13's a bad number, then you know that Jesus is the 13th, because he would never be like, I'm number one. They'd say he's number one, but he would never put himself one. So in reality, Jesus is the 13th, and that's why it's such a great number, is because Yeshua was number 13. And I think that number is so powerful. And whenever I see it, I get excited. And the fact that I'm into the 1300s right now, truly believe this is the month where we blow it out of the water and get people to join us and just have some fun on a daily basis and get away from whatever's going on in their day. But for what the freak is on my Joanne, what's crawling around on my freaking microphone? Was it a fly or a freaking spider? I got arachnophobia, Joanne. I'm trying to tell you. Let's see if we can. Joanne, can I go back from back here, do the show? No, it was a fly. He's doing a Miyagi situation on me. I'm going to have to get the chopsticks out for this guy. But at the end of the day, guys, 13 is an amazing number. And we are almost at 1,313 days in a row. Really excited about that. Let's get this story back on and let's talk about it. Joanne, are you going to do a teleprompter, or am I handling this on my own? She wants to just put her feet up and eat Funyuns again. We get it, Joanne. You and your Funyuns. New Gmail attack bypasses passwords and two-factor authorizazione to read all email. Joanne, that's a scary... Miyagi! I almost had him. We're going to keep trying. Sometimes we get lucky and we get them on the first, smackaroo. Most times, no. Most times that doesn't work. So here we go. Among the best practice items for Gmail security protection, strengthening your login credentials and enabling two-step factor verification, Joanne, are high on the list, as I mentioned in the article over the weekend. But what if you were to tell me that security researchers have now uncovered evidence of one likely state-sponsored attack group that has found a way to bypass even these protections? According to cybersecurity firm Volexity, I said it slowly because I needed to read that out, Joanne. The threat research, I freaking see that fly. He's always playing games with me while I'm in the middle of a story, The threat research team has found that North Korea's Sharp Tongue group, which appears to be part of related to the Kim Masuki Advanced Persistent Threat Group, deploying malware called Sharptext. Let's go with it. That doesn't need your Gmail login credentials at all. That's kind of freaky, guys. Instead, it directly impacts Joanne, can we freaking read this? What are we doing here? Instead, it directly inspects and exfiltrates data from a Gmail account as victims browse it. This quickly evolves the threat. Volexity says it is already on version 3.0, according to the malware's internal versioning. Can steal email from both Gmail and AOL webmail accounts and works across 3 browsers: Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and South Korean client Wale, which is really spelled whale, but I know they pronounce it Wale. Wale. CISA says Kimsuki hackers most likely tasked by North Korean regime. Kim Jong-un, Joanne, your favorite person in the world. You both have a big heart, but not for the right, the reasons. Most people, you want to have a big heart because they're doing for others. Joanne has a humongocarditis because she got too many bugaboos, and Kim Jong-un just has a massive heart too because probably, he doesn't take care of himself. He's a big pooper. What's that, Joanne? No, I know, Joanna. You still like him even though he's a big pooper, and you wheeze really loud right in the middle of this CISA story. Can you just take it down a level? The U.S. Security Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA. Oh, that's what Joanne, that's the acronym. But the real deal is the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. So it's a double-decker sandwich. You know what? That's fine, buddy. Let's see what we have here. While CISA sees Kimsuki most often targeting individuals and organizations in South Korea, Japan, and U.S., Volexity says the Sharp Tongue group has frequently been seen targeting South Korea, the U.S., and Europe. The common denominator between them is that the victims often work on topics involving North Korea, nuclear issues, weapon systems, and other matters of strategic interest in North Korea. The report says SharpX differs from previous browser extensions deployed by the hacking espionage groups, that it doesn't attempt to grab login credentials, but bypasses the need for these and can grab email data as the user reads it. So basically, every time we're reading an email, they're just tuning in and they're capturing all that data. The good news, there's good news, is that your system needs to be compromised by some means before the malicious extension can be deployed. So what does that mean? Unfortunately, we all know too well that system compromise is not as difficult as it should be. I freaking see that fly. It's right in front of the TV. Once a system has been compromised by phishing, malware, or unpatched vulnerabilities, the threat actors can install extensions using a malicious VB. I'm not sure what a VBS script that replaces the system preference files. Once that's done and the extension runs quietly in the background, it is tough to detect. The user logs into their Gmail account from a normal browser and the SharpX system reads Gmails. There's nothing to alert Google as the user that someone has logged into their Gmail from a different... So basically, these people can get in without anybody knowing. You have to make sure you keep your computer clean, guys. I don't know if that means the two-factor authorization the whole time will keep you there. You know, if they can't get through that two-factor, then they... Oh, can you guys see it? I swear to freaking... I thought I had him there. He came at me. He was trying to freaking do a headbutt or something. I don't even know what that was. It's not like he's a massive fly. Honestly, I just don't like freaking flies. When I'm in the studio doing the show and there's a fly flying around and then it's flying at me, God almighty, just pisses me off. I also spoke to Ian Thornton Trump. Wait, is that related at all to the Trumper? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, I'm going to capture this thing. Miyagi. Joanne, where are my chopsticks? I also spoke to Ian Thornton Trump, look, CISO and Threat Intelligence Specialist CIJAX, a former criminal intelligence aide. Joanne, what are we doing here? The mounted police have also served with the Canadian Forces Military Intelligence Branch. He's well placed to assess this kind of... God, he's quick now. Like, I'm just going to let him go. This is interesting to me for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I think North Korea is trying to be more proactive and threatening as the world's attention is far more focused on Russian and China's geopolitical ambitions. You know, that's... Like, why are they freaking getting... This is the thing that kind of bothers me. We got enough going on. You know what I mean? With China and Russia. We don't need this. Where we got, like, North Korea butting their stupid freaking heads in there. Kim Jong-un. Stop wheezing. You know? Sometimes the stories don't get any better. This is crazy. Father dead after fatal crash that claimed the lives of 4 of his children and his wife. This is a terrible story, but I feel like we should give it the respect that it's deserved. This is a terrible thing. A man who was in critical condition following a wrong-way fatal crash that killed his wife, 4 children, and 2 others died Wednesday. This guy's driving at, like, first of all, 2 a.m. And this 22-year-old Jennifer Fernandez, she drove on the wrong way on I-90 and head-on collision. Everybody but the driver passed, and then he just passed away. But it just reminds me how fleeting everything is. And you can't pretend like tomorrow exists because you don't know it does. All you got is a moment. Man, you get on the highway and you start driving and then everybody's dead. Because somebody drove the wrong way on the highway. 2 a.m. So, anyway, I think that's basically it for the news today. And how's everybody doing out there? I hope you had a good day. Tomorrow, I hope, is going to be a better day for everybody. Let's see. It's, I can't believe we're just a couple days away from 13/13, guys. I think we're going to have to do a lot of music on Friday night. It's going to be a cover song night. So if you have some bands you'd like to hear, make sure you shoot your covers. Oh, they're limiting. Again, unfreaking real. I don't even understand this. Like, they give me a yellow again on YouTube. Every time I'm live, I get a yellow while I'm live. And I'm like, well, if you're limiting anybody from seeing it because you think there's something freaking terrible about new Gmail attack bypasses password 2-factor authorization. Ooh, let's make sure that we stop that from the show that doesn't swear. Unfreaking real. It's an everyday thing here. Style. You know what I mean? Oh, goodness, guys. So it's been a long day, a long half week so far. Tomorrow, I think, is Thursday. My son has a game, playoff game. You know, it's, I don't remember that when I was a kid. I don't remember baseball carrying through to like summer and, you know, end of summer, midsummer. Like, we're basically like, let's see, there's going to be 2 more games. If we win tomorrow, there's 1 more game after that. She's talking about like a really long season. We didn't have that. I don't think. Definitely didn't have fall ball. We didn't have anything like that when we were kids. I just think it's such an advanced sporting curriculum now. They're the ability to do things in the off season they never had before. Every sport has an off season option. And we just didn't have that when we were kids. You had to go to special training or something, but you had basketball, you had baseball or soccer instead of basketball, but you could only do one. You couldn't do more than one. It was crazy. If I wanted to play soccer, but I did play basketball, but if I also wanted to play soccer, I wouldn't have been able to do both. They wouldn't allow it. And I don't know if it's changed, but I would say the fact that you could play baseball in the fall and that continues, that's like every season, that's pretty cool for a kid, maybe till they go to college and they give up the sport and they put their mitt down. Just to be able to get that much baseball would be pretty amazing. I used to love playing. You could never get enough. You know what I mean? Being on that mound, being on the field. This is the best game. Jacqueline Grace, good to see you. Yeah, there's something about the American pastime, about baseball, that really made me, feel, I guess, an appreciation and also like a thrill to be there. Like everything we should be doing should be for a passion, and my passion for baseball was so strong. It's nice to see my son has that now, and hopefully they win tomorrow and we'll get one more game. So, how's everybody doing over here? I just want to say, first of all, I have to make sure. First of all, I have to follow my buddy Jim, and then I also have to make Jim a mod over here. Jim, I think you're a mod now, but I'm not certain. You should be a mod. On the talker. Laid back night tonight, guys. Tomorrow, Thursday night, I'm not sure how that's going to go because typically I got the game and then I'm supposed to go bowling. So I'm not really sure when I'm going to get on the air, but we'll figure that out. It may just be from one of my real estate locations during the day. But if anybody out there does need any real estate assistance, make sure you reach out to me. No matter where it is. I'm in Connecticut. I can handle Connecticut or New York. But if you want to purchase any real estate anywhere in this country, I can help you find a great agent. Oh, I see him now. Hold on. No, I'm not. God almighty. They're like these little mayflies or something. Like when you go to smack them, they fly out from in between your hand. That's how freaking... really annoys me. Anyway, tomorrow we do it all over again. Hold on, no, I'm not. Let me see if I could at least open up to say goodnight to everybody over here. Are we on the air? We're on the air. Guys, if you haven't yet, give me a subscribe over on Get to Know America. That is our new other channel where we're doing a new town, meeting the people there, the town officials, and then getting into the deep, dark history of some of these places, And we're going to start doing an American Ghost Story thing, too. That'll be kind of part of it. But I don't have the time to do much of that right now. So at some point, I'll get back to doing another episode for you. But there's 6 or 7 you have to catch up on for now. So there's a pinned link here on YouTube if you can get over to it. Chris Donaldson, my brother. Oh, Christine Seidman and Deb Denny. Jim, kill it. Kill it. Really? Hold on a minute. Sorry about that. Jim, kill it and grill it. Jacqueline Grace, Pamela Swan, S. Coop, Sig Sauer, Virgo Psych, and Yardbirds. Kicking it. And then Jim's also over here with us on the TikTok platform. Guys, if you haven't followed me on TikTok, please make sure you do that. And we're having a lot of fun here on a nightly basis. Just coming out and joining us. And song night on Friday, which is day 1313 in a row. So please spread the word, and hopefully I'll see you here. If not, I'll be here the next day. So, just come by when you can. Anyway, until tomorrow, fam and friends. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I love you guys. See you tomorrow. You got to go away. You got to go away. See you tomorrow, fam.